I just am so low energy and I barely have a
Okay.
voice, so you start it.
Okay.
I can't go out. I'm sick.
Boo, you whore. We are feeling the love after last week's bad dates. We decided let's do some positive stories. So we asked you guys different ways that you have ever felt loved, whether that is self-love, romantic love, family love, friendship love. We just want a positive, love-filled episode in honor of Valentine's Day coming up. I'm going to
Which
be
is
completely honest with
tomorrow
you.
when you're listening to this.
Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Like I don't love Valentine's Day. Like I don't know, like it doesn't I don't know, it's just not one of my favorite holidays. Sean's working this year. We usually like either go out to dinner or make a nice dinner, but like I just am not a fan. The only fond memory I have of Valentine's Day is like mom and dad used to get us like sponge candy and chocolate covered strawberries. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just think it's a fun day to celebrate little things and it like gives you something to look forward to in these months. That's what I always love about like you have Valentine's Day, then there's St. Patrick's Day, then there's all these little holidays that like if it came down to it, do we really know why we celebrate them or what we're celebrating or like is it really that big of a deal? Most of the time, no, but it's just like gives you something little to look forward to.
I guess. I think I just like don't love Valentine's Day like decor and stuff like at all. I mean, I have red nails right now and I love these, but I would wear red nails all the time. I just like for some reason it's just not visually pleasing to me with the pink, the red, the hearts, the it's a lot, you know?
Okay. No one said you had to decorate for it.
I
It's not
don't, but it's in
a
all the stores. And I'm not a big candy person. I think that's a big thing. I don't really like a lot of candy. So for
Okay,
me,
but I loved Valentine's Day as like an elementary school kid.
because
Picking
picking
out
out
the
your
little
Valentines
Valentines.
was
Uh-huh.
really fun. We used to sit at our dining room table and like address them to everybody in the class, and you would like pick out the really funny ones for your good friends. What did we give with our Valentines? Did we give like suckers? Like I don't even remember. I remember other people had like such
Well,
cool Valentines.
you should just kind of get like a box on your table in elementary school and like everyone would go around and like put your Valentine in it. So I don't necessarily I think we literally just did the little Valentine cards.
Maybe. I used to read into so much of like what I got from certain people, which is probably why I was
I'm
bullied
gonna
and
say
an
I'm not
overthinker.
surprised.
All right. Well, enough Valentine's Day talk. Why don't we jump into life updates? I'll let you go first because you sound sick and I haven't talked to you and I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
I don't. So all out was this weekend and it was just I didn't even compete. So I didn't think the weekend would like drain me this much. It was the first weekend that I had both my teams competing at the same time, but like I've coached two teams before, so this isn't something new. But I had on day one both my teams at the exact same time. Like there was literally 3 minutes in between, which was I was already stressed about. But most competitions, especially like of this caliber, like all out's like a decent sized competition, but it's not anything huge. So I was like, okay, well, the warm up room, like everyone will be on the warm up room together. I should be able to go like right from a senior two station to an LJ station and like it'd be fine. Of course not. Hall one and hall two are in completely different sides of this convention center. So that stressed me out already. And then like as I met with my teams, I have like my certain roles with each of them. And like I always take the flyers and it was so stressful, like trying to just be present in two places at once. Like it was physically impossible. I feel like I was spreading myself so thin. So like that, but that was still only like that wasn't even until 7 p.m. at night. So I didn't have to wake up early. Like I drove myself up Friday. We just had practice Friday night, got to sleep in Saturday morning. I like watched some teams. We had a team bonding. Like there was nothing that should have drained me this much other than like it was stressful just having two teams like that. But then Sunday, I got to see both teams go at like their separate times, so that wasn't an issue. But for some reason, I have not recovered still from this weekend. It is Wednesday now. I haven't unpacked. I thought I was just gonna be tired Monday, so like I had kind of a lazy day, slept. I did watch the new Black Panther movie. I think that was Monday, which was a really good movie. Did finally get to watch that. And then like yesterday, I was still so tired. So like I really didn't do much and like I now I thought I just didn't really have a voice from yelling. It was so loud, and I bring my megaphone everywhere, but you know it's bad when I'm still screaming through my megaphone and I lost my voice. So like I kind of have a sore throat. Luckily, I don't have a stuffy nose. I feel like that is always the worst. Like that just debilitates everything. Like that you just overthink and everything's miserable when you have a stuffy nose. So luckily I don't have that, but I just am so confused why I feel so drained after only being a coach over the weekend and like not anything serious. But
Yeah,
I need to
you
get it
sound
together.
like not well.
Yeah, but
You
I like it's my voice is just kind of gone and I
yeah.
just sound very like low energy. So I apologize for that. I am awake and alert and we're going to make it through the podcast, but I don't know why I'm feeling or like sounding like this. But luckily this weekend is just an at-home weekend, but I need to get it together because I have two big back-to-back weekends coming up of cheer sport and NCA. And if anything is going to drain me, it is going to be those two. I need to like drink some liquid IV, pump some like emergency and stuff through my body and just kind of prepare because I do not want to be sick because the weekend after that is the cruise and I want to enjoy that to the max.
When do you go to Orlando next? Those both weekends or
No. We're still debating on if we're adding UCA or not. So it'll be that weekend, which is March, I think the weekend after the cruise, to be honest. Whatever that is, the 10th, I think.
Okay. I feel like I have something that day, but I want to go to a park. I'm like craving an amusement park.
Well, if you are free that weekend, that'd be great because I get a pass by going to UCA.
That would be great. If it's March 10th weekend, I'm on call, so I can't go.
Do you ever do anything when you're on call? I know you
No,
legally like have to stay, but like
I
that's so
have to
annoying.
stay. It is sad. Well, and I can't go to World, so we'll have to chat and see if can you use that pass like anytime?
Um, Sometimes it expires like it should be used longer than it is. Sometimes it expires within like a week or two, but we'll see.
Okay,
Only
well,
other thing that happened is
I was just gonna
I
say I have some extra vacation days, so maybe like on a
okay.
random weekday, if you have off, we'll just go to the Disney or something.
Sounds good, honestly. We were just saying that. I was like, because we had the annual pass to Universal, we did that so much, but I haven't actually gone to Disney in a while.
Yeah, there's so many
So
new rides I haven't been on.
I would be down.
Okay,
The
cool.
only other update is I had to wake up super early this morning to take Justin to the airport because he went to Switzerland. But I came back and immediately like fell back asleep because it was like 6 a.m. And then I wake up and he's FaceTiming me and he goes, I'm back in Miami. And I'm like, what? Luckily, he was flying to Newark and then he was meeting up with his brother and they were flying to Switzerland. Luckily, he had like 6 hours in between his two flights, but his flight was like a little bit delayed this morning. And then he finally got on the plane. They were up in the air for an hour and they had to turn around and come back to Miami because something with the pressure in the plane. So luckily there was plenty of flights out of Miami. Like Newark's a big airport, so he got on one and now he made it there. But like that's what I like woke up to this morning and I was like, "There's no way you're back in. What do you mean you're back in Miami?"
You were already in the air. Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. So
Why did I think he went to Switzerland last weekend or
I
two
don't know
weeks ago or
because
something?
he hasn't gone to Switzerland yet.
Well, what are you doing this weekend while
Oh,
he's
he
out of
was just.
town?
I have practice. You were supposed to come Friday because you have Friday off. I have Friday off, but you
Wait,
didn't. Well,
do
you
you,
aren't.
what do you have on Saturday?
I'm at the gym 2 to 6. I don't want to drive again. I just drove myself
No,
to
I
Orlando
was
and
gonna come
back.
to you, but not if you're at the
But that's what I'm
gym.
saying. 2 to 6. I don't have to go till 2.
Ugh, it's a long time. We'll see. We'll see. Because I got invited to try out Rumble Boxing on your coast and they want us to go try it. And I was like, well, I don't live there. I'd love to go try it. But
So come on
obviously,
down.
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, continue. That's wild.
That's
So
it.
how long is he in
That's
Switzerland?
just until Monday. Comes back Monday, just for the weekend.
That's a really short trip to Switzerland.
Because it's just for snowboarding, but it was literally the same price as going to Colorado because Colorado is so expensive now.
No, I just can't fathom going to Europe for a weekend. Like that just is crazy to me. I can't fathom going anywhere out of the country because I still haven't got my new passport. I know it wasn't
Still,
that long ago that I got it, but like I have gotten no information. Like, is it just going to show up one day in the mail?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm like a little concerned. I paid $130 and renewed it online, but I need to look into that. Hopefully, like it wasn't a fake website that I did.
Could you
Um,
imagine someone used
okay,
all your information to get like a fake ID as a passport and they got it
yeah,
instead?
great. So this past weekend, Sean and I went to Tampa and mom was here. So basically she was just sick of the cold and she found round trip flights for $70, 70 round trip. So she came down for the weekend and it was so nice to see her and hang out with her. And then she was like, well, if I'm there, I can watch the pets. Like all I want to do is sit by the pool in the sun. Why don't you guys do an overnight trip? So I was like, okay, I'll surprise Sean. We're going to go to Tampa. You know, the trip was plagued with some stomach issues. Um,
Always with you too.
but we made
It's
it
one or the
through.
other.
It was fun. And then we came back here. I got to try mom's Oculus, which I know we make fun of her for working out with like the VR headset, but it is so
Listen, as
fun.
much as I make fun of her, but I love her for it because she has so much fun and she is stuck with it. And I love that because I feel like she can never find a workout she likes.
It is so fun.
But the reason we make fun of her is because of the way you look from the outside.
Well, you know what? And it's very hard to not look like that. Sean and I both tried it and she took videos and we also look like that. But
Yes,
it is a
no,
good
you
workout. I'm
completely look
sore.
like that.
Yeah, I'm really sore. So that was really fun. It was great to have her here. She's just a gem. And I'm sad that she had to leave, but she's back up in
I
the
know.
cold.
I think I get to see her next weekend, hopefully.
And then we had a veterinarian appointment disaster. So I brought the girls to their new vet near our house. First time going to the vet in Florida just for like an annual checkup. It's like a little over a year since they went in Buffalo. And we needed a prescription for their flea and tick prevention, just all the things. So we go. And usually, like, I mean, I've never taken Rita to the vet. Sean's always taken her on his off day. So I've never seen her at the vet, but I've seen her other places and like she gets scared, but she normally is just like scared. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like she's just timid and you know, she'll hiss if like a big dog comes at her or something, but like that's it. She's normally like the kind of cat that like licks your face and plays fetch and like acts like a dog. So, and I had to load them up. At first I thought I was going to have to take them to the vet by myself. And then Sean was like, "Nope, I got out early, but I won't be there till 3. I'll just meet you at the vet." And I was like, "Okay, honestly, that's fine. I can like the vet's less than 10 minutes from our house. Like it's not a big deal." So I load them up. We get inside. Lola is acting like an angel princess baby. She is waving at people like she is the Queen of England, like in a dog form. Like everybody said, they're like, "Oh my gosh, she looks like she's looking at me and smiling." Like she was the hit of the vet lobby. She got a treat from the person working the front. Like she was a gem. A big dog came walking towards her, and I was like, "Oh God," because I was like signing papers. She was fine, didn't do anything. I'm like, "Wow, okay, I'm shocked," because Lola can be kind of a brat sometimes. Rita, on the other hand, was so scared at first. And we had to wait in the lobby for like probably 45 minutes to an hour, which is like not great for her to be in her carrier that long because she's not used to like being out and about. So we had to wait for a while and we brought them back and she like was really hesitant to get out of her carrier, but we're like, whatever, we'll have Lola go first. So we weighed Lola, did all the things. They took her, did like a little, I don't know how they do like the heartworm parasite test. I don't know if they like take a little piece of her blood or what, but they took her and did that. They said she was fine. I watched her get a shot and she was completely fine, like didn't even flinch. Let the doctor like fully examine her and she was great. So then we're like, okay, it's Rita's turn. Sean tries to like pick her up, take her out of the carrier, and she just loses her mind. Like absolutely loses her mind. Like bites him, hisses, like is like throwing her body around. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? So the vet tech, like the nurse basically in the vet office, was like, let me go get, we call it a hat and a towel. We're like, okay. And like the only other time that Sean had an issue with Rita at the vet was when the vet tried to put her back in the carrier back in Buffalo and she peed all over the room, like just peed everywhere because she was like mad and scared. So, and the vet was like, oh no, that's fine. Like, I don't care. And to be honest, like the lady told me on the phone that like he's a seasonal vet. He's mainly an emergency vet, but she's like, but he's amazing. You'll love him. Like we just have quicker openings with him than the normal vets. I was like, okay, that's fine. Like he's a vet. Like, you know what I mean? But because he's used to emergencies, he was running a little bit behind on his schedule, which I understand. But he did seem like a little uncomfortable with like the basic like exams and talking and like the slower pace, like regular vet visits. So he kind of like didn't know how to handle Rita, which is kind of weird because he said he had a cat for 5 years that he could never give a vaccine because they would lose their mind. So I'm like, I don't know. I was just a little bit confused, but they tried to put this like little tiny hat muzzle thing on her, and she just absolutely lost it. Like, is it Gremlins where like, or you know what I'm thinking of? You know the Spiderwick Chronicles, that movie? When
Oh
they
my
give,
gosh, not really.
well,
Barely.
they give the little guy, I think it's Cheese, and he just like turns into a different animal and like loses his mind. That is what I felt like watching Rita. Like, we didn't even recognize her. She was like screaming, she was snorting, she was hissing, she was like scratching, biting, like just absolutely losing her mind. So the vet was like, nope, we're done. Sean's like, do you want me to like hold her instead of doing all this? He's like, when I cut her nails, like I just hold her in a blanket and she's fine. And the vet was like, nope, because if you get bit, you can sue me and we go down. And if I get bit, I'm out of work for a while. So we're done here. And I was like, uh, okay. Like, I just felt so uncomfortable because I was like, I felt like embarrassed. Like, she was my child, but she was obviously like super scared because she's never acted like that. And it was just bizarre. So he said he did an exam on her. He said he listened to her lungs and heart. I don't know how he could have in that short amount of time, but it is what it is. I loved the building. I loved the staff. So I guess we'll just go to like one of the more regular vets next time. I think he's a great vet. I think he just isn't used to doing like regular appointments. So she absolutely lost her mind. Sean has to take her back right when they open on February 16th and just get the shot and be done that she needs. So
Does she have to come in a carrier? Like, can he not just, doesn't she hate the carrier in general?
I
Can he
mean,
not
she's
just like hold
normally
her?
okay. He can try to hold her. Maybe I'll tell him that on the 16th. I think it was just waiting in the lobby for 45 minutes with all the other like dogs and
Hmm.
people, and she was just like stressed and just was not having it. But so yes, that was that. They gave Lola a clean bill of health. They said she's great. She just has a little bit of tartar on her teeth. And I was like, "Oh, that's embarrassing." And I don't think they got the
I
joke that I
know.
was a dentist,
I need
you
to be
know?
better with Cloud's teeth.
I just don't think they got the joke. But that was yesterday's debacle. And then today I got up really early. I went to the gym this morning. I had a little bit later start because I had outreach today. So I went to like a little daycare center to do like dental screenings for work today. And it didn't start until 9. So I had a little bit of time this morning. So I got up at 6, went to the gym, did my whole workout, and then came home, showered, changed, went to work. I even had time to stop at Dunkin'. Tried the new brownie batter iced coffee. It's not good, would not recommend. And then came home, like I said, got ready for work, went to work, came back home. I like laid outside in the sun and fell asleep, and it was amazing. So that was great. And I had some time to just like get my life together. And then this evening, I'm just going to be doing a ton of computer work. I have to edit. I do this thing where I take a bunch of like clips for reels and then I never turn them into reels. So I need to like do that. Um, Probably make some more podcast posts, just like all the things. And then Friday, as we're recording this, I am speaking at my high school's career fair over Zoom. So I have to figure that out with dad tonight. If you
I
guys
think she
don't
said
know,
people signed up.
yeah, he said the lists are full, which is honestly, I'd rather if nobody signed up. But yeah, so that'll be really interesting. I have to talk to him about how that's going to work. But I made a PowerPoint like last week and I should probably just like look at that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll update you guys next week on how that went. But that's pretty much my update.
Very nice.
My throat hurts now from talking so much. Why don't we hop into the favorite of the week? What do you got?
I thought long of hard and I was like, I don't really know what I did this week. However, because I've been so low energy, I didn't feel like going to Starbucks yesterday. That's always normally my go-to if I'm like too tired before I get to the gym. But I remembered that I got a package from Alani New and they're the new like juicy peach energy drinks that they have. And I'm not a big energy drink girl. Probably have one like maybe once a month. Like it's like my last resort kind of thing. However, this one was really good. Normally, some of them are like too juicy or like sugary. The juicy peach Alani New drink was very tasty. And I do feel like it worked. Like I had energy all night until I was ready to go to bed. So that
Nice.
is my favorite. I really liked it.
Nice, nice. My favorite this week, I am back on my kombucha kick. I like it because I can just like pour a little wine glass of kombucha with some ice and it feels fancy and it's also good for my gut. I'm like really trying to work on my gut health because I am a bloated queen. I have stomach issues. We've talked about this before. So I'm trying to incorporate this morning instead of coffee. Right when I got up, I did greens powder and took a multivitamin. So I'm trying that. It's got probiotics in it, digestive enzymes, all the things. And then kombucha obviously has probiotics and is supposed to be good for your gut. So I went and got a bunch, and my favorite is the Health Aid kombucha. And I haven't had it in so long, and I forgot how good it is.
It does actually taste good.
The Health Aid brand, I personally think tastes very good. Yes. My favorite's the Strawberry Glow. It's also got like biotin and collagen for like hair, skin, and nails or whatever, but I just think it tastes really good. And it gives that like sparkly, fancy drink that isn't just water, but I don't feel guilty drinking it because it's, it's pretty good for me. So that's my favorite this week.
All right, let's hop in to. I was gonna say, I guess they are technically stories, but I did come home last night to fly. Well, I'm like, Justin's like staring at me as I walk in the door. I'm like, why are you looking at me like that? Totally oblivious to the fact that there's flowers and candy and a card sitting on the table. And he asked me to be his Valentine.
Oh,
So that's
wow.
my story.
I would hope it was you and not somebody else, but yes.
I told him he has to ask me or else I'm going to make plans with my other boyfriend on Valentine's Day. Can't just assume
Oh
I'm
my
going to
God.
have plans with you.
You are ridiculous. Sean is literally working on Valentine's Day. He already got me, like, last month, got me a Valentine's Day card. It must have been when they first put them out at the store, like a Jim and Pam one, and these like hazelnut coffee dippers and flowers. But I'm like, dude, it's January. I appreciate the gesture whenever, but I think we got a coupon in the mail. You can buy like heart-shaped pizza from a local pizza place, like somewhere around here. So I might do that for myself on Valentine's Day because he's at work.
I don't know. Justin said he has like our plans figured out, so I don't know what we're doing on actual Valentine's Day, but
or maybe I'll be my own Valentine on Tuesday because he works.
I really want to do a spa day, but I cannot find a good spa here. I want to do like a day spa, like the hot tub, a facial, a spa, all of that. But I feel like
can we do it together?
Get scammed out of my money on Miami Beach, so like I don't know where to go. If you can find one, I would love to.
So bad. But I was thinking maybe I'll just make like my favorite pasta and
go to Arby's
TV. But all right, why don't we hop into your stories of how you feel loved? I read through some of these quickly, and I really like that they are like a mix of like romantic, friendship, self-love, all the things. So I'll let you take it away first.
All right. After being in a okay, we're gonna start over.
Rewind.
After being in super toxic relationships, I'm with my current boyfriend of 3 years. We went to a haunted house, a haunted maze. Oh my goodness, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying, okay?
Can you speak?
A haunted maze for Halloween, which I hate, but I did it for him. It brought up some trauma and I left crying. We sat in the McDonald's parking lot with french fries and sweet tea, and I told him everything, and he just held me and kissed my forehead and told me that he wouldn't let anything happen to me. And in that moment, I knew he was my forever, and I fell in love with him. So cute. We totally get the PTSD from the haunted mazes.
When I tell you guys I couldn't get through a haunted house without crying or closing my eyes the whole time until like last year.
Yeah, basically.
That's true.
One time they all took their masks off for me just to walk through.
That is so funny to me. Okay, the next one says, when my husband puts his warm hand on my neck when he starts seeing me freak out about something, it calms me down instantly and he makes me feel heard and understood. I love that. I love little things that just like, and people say like when you're arguing, I've heard this like multiple times, when you're arguing to physically touch, even if it's just hands, like touch fingers, like give each other a hug, even if you're so mad, because it instantly calms like your brain down and you can't really like be angry at that person in like a malicious way, Which
I completely understand that because I feel like it definitely works.
I am so just not a physical touch person that I have not tried that, but at some point maybe I'll give it a go because it sounds like it would work.
I've been struggling with feeling like I have two-way intentional relationships with people lately. I feel like I try to connect with others more than other people care to reach out to me, and they only reach out when they need something from me. I'm 2,500 miles away from home and college right now, and being homesick is the biggest struggle, along with balancing nursing school and cheering for a D1A program. FaceTime is my best friend, and the multiple calls a day to my mom, dad, little sister, and little brother keep me going. Their good morning and good night texts and sending pictures of things throughout their days gives me all the joy. Knowing I at least have my family praying for me and loving me no matter how far they are keeps my heart full and gives me a reason to keep going. The countdown of the months and days left until I go home and see them gives me something to look forward to and a reason to keep pushing. They make it worth it, and I love them more than all the houses. They're my stronghold and biggest supporters. I don't know what I would do without their endless love. 3 months and 2 days to go. That is so sweet.
I love that. I feel like we're a similar way, like where we FaceTime and call and just like check in. And I feel like
We also, which I feel like this is not normal at all. We say good morning and good night every single morning to our mom, dad, and then we say good night to our grandpa every single night, which I love. And I'm like, at what point, like, I don't think we're ever gonna grow out of that because we're so used to it.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna be old having kids and like still good morning, good night to our parents every single night.
No, I like the tradition. It also helps me know like when you're awake and like starting your day, and I don't have to wonder like, you good, you know? My anxious brain sometimes is like, well, hopefully everything's fine. Okay. Next one says, in college, I was very anxious, people pleaser type that would do anything for everyone else but myself. This would leave me to have panic attacks because I wasn't prioritizing self-love and had such a low self-worth and didn't see my value. After one too many panic attacks, crying, hyperventilating, hands tingling panic attacks, I went to therapy. Oh, we love therapy. In one of my therapy sessions, I had a breakthrough and started sobbing uncontrollably in the session because I felt so bad for myself that I let myself get soaked up in people controlling me. Now, my mental health is so much better. This is a reminder to prioritize self-care. You are the most important thing in your life and make yourself the main character in your life. I love that.
Absolutely.
I cannot say enough how I feel like I had a similar thing in college where finally I was like, okay, it is not normal that I am constantly this anxious. Like, clearly something's going on. And then going to therapy genuinely changed my life because it helped me understand like what was happening and knowing like there's not something wrong with me. It's just I need to work through, you know, my own brain, basically. So I think prioritizing yourself is the most important thing you can do. I understand that like we were put on this earth to like love others and have relationships, but like you got to focus
You'll
on
get
you.
to do all those other things 10 times more once you focus on yourself first and better. You'll be so much better at every other aspect in your life when like everything within you is cleared and like fully loved.
Facts. Spitting facts, my dude.
Yeah. All right. Me and my friends moved away. I moved to Italy and she moved to Greece. Must be nice. And she
Where do you
surprised
live? Please send us photos.
right. And she surprised me on my 21st birthday on my trip to the US. Now we're moving back to Italy together and we're best friends forever. I love that. I feel like your life is a movie and I want to know the whole plot.
Yeah, seriously. I need send me your social media, please. I need to
Yeah.
stalk your life.
But also very jealous because I would love to. We were going through the camera roll of like Italy and like the 5 minutes we were in Switzerland last night because obviously like Justin was going there today and I was just like he was like, "What's your favorite part? What was your favorite part of being there?" And I literally was like, "Everything. Like just being there was the craziest experience ever. I want to go back so bad."
Okay. Hey guys, I love the podcast and look forward to it every week. My friend's boyfriend and I went to nope, not my friend's boyfriend. My friend's, comma, my boyfriend and I went to Disney World almost 2 years ago. At the time, my boyfriend and I were dating for 7 years and we were going to get engaged eventually. We got to Magic Kingdom early that Tuesday morning and took pictures in front of the castle. We then moved to the left side of the castle where the arches were to take more pictures. And he had asked if I liked this spot. And I said, yeah, it's a nice spot, not knowing what would happen next. Then my friends started taking pictures on their phones, which I thought was kind of weird because I didn't know why they would want a picture of my boyfriend and I. I thought, wow, I'm struggling
You just
too.
added that in. That I thought is nowhere in the story.
Well, I read which I thought was weird again, and I just started with I thought.
Oh.
My friend had said to take a picture with us facing the castle, and we did just that. Then my boyfriend got down on one knee and proposed. I started to cry, and the first words out of my mouth were, "Shut up." I said yes, and it was the most magical day of my life. Turns out the third phone had my mom on FaceTime, and she was hysterical. I
So
love that.
cute.
I love a good proposal story.
Mm-hmm.
We were watching our proposal video again the other day randomly. And I was like, I blacked out. So I kind of forgot. I was like, who even took this video? I have no recollection of who took that video.
The random girl, wasn't it? That we
Yeah,
had
random
to
girl in the park.
because Sean was very adamant that me and Mother could not be anywhere, even hiding, which I get. But I knew Lexi and I was like, I know she's gonna want this stuff to look back on. Like I know she's gonna want to document it. So what did we do? Ask random people that look like they'd be savvy on their phone, get a good angle, and also just look like they would fit into the park just being on their phone.
Oh, I didn't
And it
see them.
worked. Yeah.
Were they like excited to do it, or were they like, this
Oh
is
yeah.
weird?
No, they were so excited. That's why we waited until we got like a good group of girls that look like
I love that. I want
they'd be
somebody to
down.
ask me that in public.
right?
I mean, I did get that couple ice skating at Rockefeller, but I don't know if they're still together. They were only dating a few months after I took the picture of them getting engaged.
Aw, that was like us and the couple in Hawaii. I have their email. Should I ask how they are?
See, I just airdropped it to them, so I never got their info, and I'll never be able to find them.
I
Sad.
wonder if I can find that girl's Instagram, see if she posted any of those pictures.
She probably
Like
didn't. She did
captioned it
like a
like
whole
shout out to
photo
the
shoot.
random guy that
Yeah, right.
All right, this next one I think is my favorite one that I've read so far. My high school had a system where you could say something nice about someone and the school would privately email you what the person said. My boyfriend knew I was having a terrible day and wrote a paragraph to send to me. I'd never felt so much love from a non-family member before. I
That's
think
cute.
every high school needs to do that because I feel like I would be down. Like, I am just a socially awkward person that, like, if there was someone I really didn't know and, like, I liked their outfit or I liked their hair, like, I probably would talk myself out of going to, like, actually say that to them. But if there was a system where you could send that in, it's like the opposite of form spring. Like, someone's
Yes.
sitting on the back end of the computer, like, filtering out all the bad ones, only sending the good ones. I'm assuming it's telling you, like, who it's coming from, too. So it's not like it's coming through anonymously, but, like, I would have totally done that.
Even anonymously would be fine. We should tell dad he should set
Yeah.
that up because I agree. I feel like I'm much more confident now to tell a stranger, like, I like your outfit or whatever. Like, I have no problem doing that. But in high school, it's
High
just like,
school is,
it's
yeah.
different. So, and that I feel like that would have gone a really long way. Okay. My boyfriend's family essentially adopted me during the pandemic, let me live at their house rent free, cooked family dinner every night because they knew my home life is rocky and I didn't grow up with anything like that. They made me a homemade birthday cake and invited the whole family, their grown children and grandkids, to celebrate me. They showed me what love without expectations looked like, and I learned more during those 2 years than I have most of my life. I am eternally grateful for that experience and seeing firsthand what a loving marriage and peaceful home life is like. Love can heal anything. I just got chills.
So sweet. That is so sweet.
We love like good in-law stories because I feel like there's so many like crazy ones
And
on the
like people always
internet.
harp on like the monster in law stories. Like I feel like obviously the negative ones make the headlines, like make the
Well, yeah,
better
they are
stories.
entertaining, don't get me wrong.
Right. But I do love when like everything just lines up and works out.
Yes. Same.
My boyfriend and I are long distance. He plays college baseball and I'm in college full time. I work and I'm also in the final stage of getting my real estate license. So our schedules are pretty much completely opposite. Something that we do to make sure we have a healthy relationship is prioritizing nightly FaceTime calls. We do this every single night to just catch up and chat about our day, even if it's just for 15 minutes. We also downloaded the apps that Lexi and Sean used and we loved them. These are things that have helped us tremendously and it has worked for almost a year and a half now and counting. Also love you guys. I love that. Something so little and FaceTime, like the best. I mean, yes, we had Skype, we had Uvu, like we had these little things before, but having the access to FaceTime, I feel like has definitely been like life changing for so many people.
Yes, we love the paired app. If you are long distance, or even if you're not long distance, but I feel like definitely if you are, it just gives you like little prompts to share, like, I don't know, you just like answer fun quizzes and questions, and it's like conversation starters. And they give you reminders every day to do it. But I love that. Um, this one says, just a funny one. A few months after dating, we went out to a bar with some friends. I like vodka cranberries and was drinking that. Someone ended up ordering tequila shots, which I don't like, so I took half the shot before giving it to my boyfriend to finish. The next morning, I wasn't feeling well. All I wanted was a blueberry scone from Starbucks, but he got me a blueberry muffin from McDonald's. Appreciate the gesture, which I tried to eat but couldn't. A little while later, I ended up throwing up in his bed, on his comforter sheets, everything. I had never thrown up from drinking before, so this was new. Anyways, he was so calm about it, didn't really care, and just put everything in the wash. Knew he was a keeper then. It's
It
so
was like
funny because you know when you want one specific thing and they do
so
something
bad.
that's close, but
And
not
it's like
that.
you almost want to get mad at them, but it's like, listen, like they were
They
trying to
tried.
be nice, but like you didn't do it right. Like
Oh,
in that moment. Oh,
so funny.
it's the worst. I am not a tequila girl. Do not. I mean, I'm not much of an alcohol girl, but tequila especially, I literally refuse to even sip on anymore. I missed both my proms in high school because junior year I had a toxic, now ex-boyfriend, and senior year was COVID. I was always upset that I missed out on both proms. At the end of freshman year of college, I started dating my current boyfriend. And for my 20th birthday in February of 2022, so almost like a year after they were dating, he surprised me and threw me my own prom. He had all my friends come. He made a sign to ask me if I'd go to prom with him. as soon as we got to the place. A little photo booth, he even got a corsage. It made it such a memorable night. You could tell he worked really hard on making it special for me. One of my best friends couldn't make it, and he made sure to FaceTime her so I could still talk to her. It was such a fun night. It meant so much to me. No one has ever done something like that for me, and I'm so lucky to have him. Go him.
I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so happy he went like all out with photo booth, everything to make it special for you. That's so sweet.
Did you see Brooke's recent video with what her boyfriend did?
No.
So Brooke from Gals on the Go, she's been on our podcast before, but she posted a TikTok recently talking about how like she really did not want to go to prom because she was the only one without a date and like had never had like a serious boyfriend or anything like that. And he has like a med school gala coming up and knows that like she like felt weird about not being able to go to prom and like never having a prom date and like all of that. So he made like a nice dinner at home on like a weekend night because they hadn't seen each other in a couple days. And he made brownies and it said prom with a question mark and like asked her to like his med school gala because she never got asked to prom. And it was just so cute.
Very cute.
Okay. My current boyfriend and I met while working together at a movie theater back in 2018. See, I feel like that's a job I kind of wish I did when I was younger. I know I love Arby's and I'm really glad I worked there, but like a movie theater job feels like really fun. Don't you agree?
What part?
Like getting to watch the movies. Like I want
Yeah,
to
but
work in the
like,
projection booth.
okay, that maybe. I'm like, ticket sales? Like, what?
No.
How is that fun?
Although they probably saw so much tea watching people go on dates and stuff from their hometown at the movie theater.
True.
Okay. We both really liked each other, but we didn't know how to tell each other. Fast forward to 2021, when we both had crappy relationships in between that time. I come back from my freshman year of college, needing a summer job since we stayed in touch as friends throughout this time. He told me that he was the manager at the movie theater and they were hiring. So I got the job, and my first day, he was the manager. We got closer and closer from there. About a month or so later, he took me to an ice cream shop where we had our first date back in 2018, gave me flowers and a pack of Oreos, and asked me if I would be his girlfriend. We've been together for 2 years now and are looking forward to moving in together next year. I love that. I love when like people, split up and then they rekindle later on. Like I love stories like that.
I just love when men are sweet.
Decent.
I had my first ever college gymnastics meet on the weekend, and my boyfriend said he couldn't come because of work. I slept over his apartment the night before, not suspecting a thing since he still got up for work like normal. Got changed, went to his car, and was Snapchatting and texting me while he stopped at Dunkin' to get breakfast. I left his apartment to get ready, and then our teammate made the hour drive to our meet. And when I sat down to put my bow in my hair, one of my teammates said to me, "Wait, is that your boyfriend over there?" I didn't turn around at first because I thought he was at work and I was trying to focus on my hair. But then my other teammates were also positive it was him. I turned and ran up to him and gave him a hug and questioned his appearance. And he said he called out of work that morning while I was still sleeping and literally waited in his car for me to leave his apartment so he could get changed and drive and come surprise me. Literally, still one of the cutest, most thoughtful things he's done.
Is
I
this
love the
stick it?
extra, like,
I feel like I'm
that's
watching
the
a
first
movie.
thing I thought of. I know, but I love that he like fully stuck to the plan though. He got up for work. He waited in his car, pretended to go to work, Snapchatted you, did all the things. Love that.
Love it. Okay. So simple, but me and my boyfriend have been dating for 3.5 years. In February, let's just say college courses have been taking a toll on me. And last week, he surprised me by standing outside my spin class with flowers and my favorite Starbucks order. It really is the little things that mean the most. I love the pod, and Monday can never come fast enough. Thanks. We love you too. And it is so true. It is the little things. Like, I don't need anything expensive, a grand gesture. Like, it is just the little things, and they add up and they make everything so much better. Are you alive?
Yeah,
I
well,
thought
here's
you
the thing. So
froze.
we're recording on Zoom, so I have no idea how long we've been talking, but I feel like it's been decently long. Do we have a timer anywhere? Like, do you have it on your end?
You originally FaceTimed me at 3:43, so it was probably like 3:50-ish when we started recording. So I feel like we could do a
Okay.
couple more.
That's what I was gonna try to like go through and instead of just reading all of them in a row and try to find the best ones out of it, but
I can go if you'd like to keep looking.
sure.
Okay. I was someone who had always been hard on themselves and never really took the time to appreciate their own worth. One day, while on a hike through a beautiful mountain trail, I stumbled upon a clearing. The sun was shining down, and there was a gentle breeze blowing through the leaves of the trees. In that moment, I took a deep breath and felt a sense of peace and calm wash over me. For the first time in a long time, I felt a sense of self-love. I realized that I was strong, capable, and deserving of happiness. It was as if the universe was speaking to me, telling me that it was time to start loving myself. From that moment on, I made a promise to myself to focus on self-care and self-love. I surrounded myself with positive people who lift me up and encouraged me to be my best selves. I also started practicing self-compassion and forgiving myself for my mistakes. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it just takes something small with like a moment in your mind to just click in and be like, what am I doing? Like, why am I so mean to myself? You know?
Right. Like, especially, I feel like a lot of people, and if you're stuck in this, I know this is like kind of the trend on TikTok, but think of like your younger self and imagine being mean to that girl. Because like you're still the same, and you would have never said the things that you're saying now to that little girl that was like you a few years ago. So I always feel like that's kind of a moment that people have that realization too of like, I'm still her. Like I would never say these things to her, so why am I saying them to me now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I found a good one. Right after I finished a long 6 weeks of flight attendant training, my best friend took me out for a nice dinner and gave me a plain keychain that says, whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you have come. Remember everything you have faced, all the battles you have won, and all the fears you have overcome. This made me shed a tear down my face because she knows everything I've been through trying to become a flight attendant, and it's been hard. Now I work for an airline that I love, and I couldn't be happier. What I'm trying to get at is you can achieve any big goals in life, no matter how high they are. The time you put into it, the effort, the hard work, the perseverance, and all the blood, sweat, and tears you put yourself through. To me, this was all worth it, and I'm pursuing the career I love. This goes for anything in life. Don't give up on anything you want to do. I look at this keychain every day, and it reminds me that I have the best job and best friend in this world.
Oh, that's so
So sweet.
sweet.
And also that see, that's another job that I'm like, I don't necessarily know in this lifetime I would enjoy, but I feel like that'd be such a cool job to have.
There is no lifetime where I would enjoy that job, if I'm being completely
Really?
honest. No.
Getting
You
to
know who
just
would be
fly all
really good
over
at
and
that
see
job? I
everything.
told mom this weekend she would be
She
amazing at that
she
job.
would.
You would be
People would
horrible
walk
at
all
that
over her
job.
though. That's what I
You
said,
would
not in this lifetime.
you don't even get your own things, much less things for other people.
I said not in this lifetime. I just think it would be cool if I was someone else, maybe.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I come from a very small family and don't have a very large friend group. As such, birthdays have never been a big event in my life. They are celebrated to an extent, but never have been anything eventful or memorable, usually just a cake or a card from my family. A few years ago, I went to a concert out of town that happened to fall exactly on my birthday. I went by myself, as I do all the time, ate lunch at a restaurant beforehand on the way there. When I told my friends about it, something must have resonated with them about me spending the day by myself. About a week after that birthday, my friend asked me and a few others for some help clearing out his shed in his backyard in order to start renovating it. I was glad to help, and when the day came, I pulled in the driveway and walked toward the back of the house. When my other friend, who was peculiarly dressed in jeans and a nice shirt, clearly not dressed for outside manual labor, but I thought nothing of it in that moment. We rounded the corner, a large group of friends yelled surprise with music, tables, and food set up for me. Safe to say I was completely caught off guard and never saw it coming. There was no work to be done, and everybody was there to eat lunch with me and celebrate my birthday. They all said they felt bad about me spending my birthday alone and wanted to do something nice for me. Nobody had ever thrown me a surprise party, and I still think back on it to this day, years later. I feel very lucky to have the friends that I do. That is so sweet.
That is so sweet. I have you ever had did we ever throw a surprise party for you?
No.
I don't think I've either, but I don't think I don't know. I love surprises, but a surprise party I don't think is for me.
I
I
mean, the
need like
engagement
weeks to prepare.
and like you guys all being there in Savannah was like kind of like a surprise party. It was like kind of like a
Okay.
surprise party engagement party thing.
That's
But for my
probably the
birthday,
extent
no.
that I could go. I don't think I need to prepare for a party. I don't think a
Mentally.
surprise would work for me. Yes.
Well, you would be
Mentally,
okay with like
physically.
a surprise like home game night party, but not like a party party.
Yes. Yes.
All
All
right,
right.
we'll
This
do
one I think is so different, but super cute.
okay.
My parents were the few Filipinos in our area when they were growing up. So they had a big group of friends. Majority are still friends today. But my parents were the first to have kids, so I ended up being the babysitter to everyone else's kids. Now we're in our 20s and they've asked me to hang out. Recently they told me they basically were watching everything I did and wanted to be like me. I've never had anyone that interested in my life, let alone wish they could live it. It was a pretty sentimental moment for me since I watched these kids grow up into young adults. That's so cute, but that's honestly so true. Every babysitter that we ever had, I thought was like the coolest person ever. And like
Mm-hmm.
we always wanted to be best friends with them.
Yeah, I agree. That is really, really sweet. Okay. I'm gonna end it on this one and we'll just call it a day. How about that? Actually, do I want to read? Nah, we'll just read one more. Okay, this one's short and sweet, but I just think it's really cute. Met my boyfriend on Hinge over 2 years ago, and on our first date, we didn't even realize that the waiter forgot to take our order over an hour after being there because we were just chatting it up and connected so well. 10 months later, we moved in together, and now here we are, 2.5 years later, happier than ever. I'm 24 and he's 26. We met and live in New York City. Oh, another one. Send me your social media. I want to see all the New York City
Yeah.
content.
I just hope you didn't go to that date already hungry. But I'm glad the chatting what took up the hour. Because if I sat there for an hour, I don't care who I was with. If no one took my order for an hour,
Gabby went on one date in her entire life, and it's really showing.
well, yeah, I did. But it went like decent. There was nothing wrong with it. I had some sushi. It introduced me to a great sushi place that Justin and I go to all the time now.
Have you ever like seen? What, do you still follow him on Instagram? What's that guy
I
up
do.
to?
He's like a world traveler, photographer, posts some nice scenic
Wow,
pictures.
nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode
I
and
feel
you're
like it
feeling all the
restored
love.
all, yeah, faith in humanity, all the love, self-love. I feel like it was such a feel-good episode.
It was a feel good episode, and I'm going to have myself a self care night tonight. I got more hair color to touch up my hair, and I'm going to do a face mask and take a nice shower and
Honestly,
watch
ooh,
TV,
maybe I'll take
all
a
the
bath
things.
tonight. I haven't done that in a long time.
There you go. I'm going to do kombucha in a wine glass, all the things. But I finished watching You the first few seasons because the new one drops tomorrow. So I don't know. Maybe I'll watch like Manifest or Emily in Paris or something because I need to watch something on my own because Sean and I will watch You together, but maybe
Mm,
Manifest. But I feel like I need to start it over from the first episode before I can watch the new season.
like the first episode of what?
Manifest, like of
Like the very
ever.
first season?
Yeah.
Really?
You don't think? I feel like I don't remember anything.
I don't
And
know.
it's
I mean, I
good. So I feel
guess,
like why
but
not?
yeah, it was good. I mean, it would definitely like click more if you went all the way through, I guess, but
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'll start that tonight. But
sounds
thank you
good
guys so much for listening. And we will see you next week on Outgoing.
without going out.
Bye.
Bye.